I'm Loud Esmond, trying to make you a better at winners and whiners. And joining me today to talk playoff football, David Delano. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Very theatrical there with the light behind you, sort of like it's cascading down, like you're getting anointed in some way. So,
Yeah, it's just the way the sun's shining that time of day. But
yeah, I got you.
hopefully, I'm anointed with these picks this weekend.
It looks very special, I've got to say. Very, very nice. I am worried. There are a bunch of picks I would like to make, but because of where the money is, I'm reluctant. How much do you concern yourself, David, with where the public betting is on a particular position you want to take? Does it bother you when the money is overwhelmingly one way or another?
It does. It's one of those things to try to weather the perfect storm with it, because it does bother me when all the money is leaning more towards one side. Sometimes you want to be a little contrarian. Now, throughout the course of the season, there have been times where I faded and gone against the public in spots, and it's really helped. But there have also been some spots where I have liked a team and stayed away due to that. And sometimes it keeps you away from a play. So
Yeah.
I think it's a good way to manage it. The tough thing about this week is for most of the games, I mean, you have a lot of games here where the money is drastically on one side, but it's a little hard to argue with it. So one other thing too to kind of bring out with the money is as the lines change. This, we had talked about a little bit this and Cincinnati and Baltimore game, right? A lot of the money is overwhelmingly on the Bengals. However, it opened up at 6.5, so now it's all the way up to 9. So one thing to be careful.
But the money isn't moving. That's the problem. I'm looking at it right now, and the line is 9, and there's still 92% of the money is on the Bengals.
Well, that's because it also because it just moved to 9. I think that we'll see it changing later on, but that's another thing to kind of keep in mind. Where let's say that if you're going on the Ravens per se, or either side of that, a lot of these people may have gotten the Bengals at 6, maybe 6.5, 7. And then once it's going to 9, they may not still be coming on. Sometimes it could be not a lot of action coming on.
Okay, all right. So let's look at a different game, which really bothers me. 92% of the cash is on the Bengals. Mm-hmm. That opened minus 6.5. Now it's at minus 9. But still, 92% of the money is still on the Bengals. There's no way the book can take a loss like that. It can't take a 92-8 loss. So it really screws me up in terms of where I want to tell people to put their money.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying, that money has been coming in. A lot of that money is already there. We'll see as it's at 9 if it ends up closing at that at the end of the week. So there's a couple ways you could look at it. You could look at it and say, well, the book isn't going to take that kind of loss. But they're also, as they're changing the line, they're almost begging you to take.
Yeah.
Begging you to take the Ravens. So there could be a little bit of a trick with that. The fact that it is moving, though, too. I mean, it's moved 2.5 points.
Well, it's just so high in the case of the Bills. 93% of the cash is on the Bills. Bengals, 92% of the cash is on the Bengals. Buccaneers, 81% of the cash is on the Buccaneers. And instinctually, I look at the Bills, Dolphins, and I go, well, no Tua, not even Teddy Bridgewater. The Bills are going to kill him. And then I look at the Bengals and I go, no Lamar. The team has got to be really annoyed with him. The coach is annoyed. Even if he plays at this point, he will have had no practice. I don't think the Ravens have a chance in that game, even though the Bengals are missing their right tackle and right guard. And then the Cowboys have been just so uneven that I want to go Buccaneers. But again, the amount of cash that's on one side or the other, especially because it's on the side that I want to bet, it makes me reluctant.
No, I agree. I did look at last week's or last year, I should say's playoffs, and you did have the Steelers who opened up as a 13.5-point underdog to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs took 70% of the money as a double-digit favorite and ended up winning that game by 21 points. So that was a case where, it was a big line.
The public was right.
And the public was right. The public actually last year in the first round of the playoffs was right on every game with favorites, with the exception of the Cowboys.
Well, don't let me steal all your thunder for videos that you're going to be doing later this week for Winners and Whiners.
Yeah, but
anyway, David, we appreciate it. We're having some technical audio difficulties. I'm just going to have to close this video out. I'm Loud Esmond for Winners and Whiners, helping make you a better.